Hey, everybody, and welcome to the XP Network Friday live stream. I'm Jason Hronski, CEO of XP Network. I'm here with Billy Gaziano from Warlord Games, and we are
How's it
here
going, everyone?
today to tell you about Konflikt 47 and some awesome gaming stuff. And if you stick around, I'm saying it now, there's always a QR code on these for the most part to get some free XP. There might be a really cool drop today. You guys don't know what a drop is yet. I think I've like hinted to drops. We'll get to that here in a couple of minutes. But Billy, welcome to the show again. I think you've been on before, right?
I don't think I've been on. No, not here.
Who was
But
who
I'm
was
happy.
here? Who was here with Warlord last time? Was that Jim?
I think you had Marcus on.
Marcus was on. Okay, so Billy's
Yeah.
first. I talked to Billy a lot, so these streams for me just look like a Zoom call. So
That's fair.
it all works out. But tell us about Konflikt 47. We're going to show some models that you've done that I like before the show. Really cool ideas here. And maybe a little bit about Warlord and like your company culture and all that kind of stuff. But like, let's jump into some Konflikt 47.
Absolutely, man. Well, this is something that we've been working on for a long time. So we're very excited about the launch of Konflikt 47, which we had back in September. I think for people who know Warlord games, they know us for our historical Warlord or historical tabletop miniature games. We're basically the industry leader in historical miniatures. You probably know us from Bolt Action, which is our flagship game. World War II tabletop, 28 mil, of course. It doesn't get any better than that. And it's just, launched our third edition of Bolt Action. That was, now it's September 2024 that we did that. So it's been a bit that that third edition has been out. Incredible response to it. We couldn't be happier. But in the background, we've been working on Konflikt 7 now for, I would say, upwards of 4 years. It is an IP that we kind of collectively shared with Clockwork Goblin when we initially launched the game back in, I believe it was 2017. So it's something that's been around for a while. It's one of those games that we launched it well when we did it. That back then it was by and large, metals and resin mix, but we were moving more towards needing a new edition for the game at that time, and then COVID hit, and it kind of really scuttled our plans to continue forward with the game, to work on a new edition for the game, and with it being by and large metals and resins at the time, it was really difficult on production during COVID days. So it was a situation where the game kind of went dormant, like a lot of games did in that time. So during that dormancy, however, we kind of discussed with Clockwork Goblin the possibility of buying them out of the IP outright and owning it completely under Warlord Games umbrella, which I thought was a fantastic thing. Clockwork Goblin did some fantastic work with us. But we really wanted something our own that we could really sink our teeth into and create a fantastic universe for. So Konflikt 47, for those who don't know, is our Weird War World War II game. So it is it's very much World War II on an alternate timeline where you have zombies and werewolf soldiers and power suits and mechs. So it's very much a sci-fi heavy spin on World War II. I don't want to say Wolfenstein, but I'll say Wolfenstein. I think that's a very good encapsulation of the vibe we're trying to present with this. So we launched in September of this past year, 2025. It was we relaunched actually. We did a lot of work in rewriting the rule set. Pairing it up with Bolt Action 3rd Edition from a mechanics standpoint and a list building standpoint. So for those of our fans who play Bolt Action, they'll be able to take to Konflikt 47 like a duck to water. It is a very, very comparable system because the bones of it are the mechanics of Bolt Action 3rd Edition. with its own wrinkles. With a game like this, there's going to be odd technologies and monsters that aren't going to be associated with bolt action naturally. So we needed another way to kind of represent that and make that its own game. So with that, we introduced a mechanic called Rift Dice, which Rift Dice control the interesting aspects of Konflikt 47 when it comes to, tanks with Tesla-powered turrets, or gravity projector devices, or things of that nature, or things that are weird, like werewolf soldiers, or bears, or crazy robots. So we have a little bit of something for everyone, I would think, in a game like this. It's
the World War II everybody really wanted.
Yeah. That at least in our timeline, nobody really got. So September was a fantastic launch for us. It's been an incredible response from the audience. We've got a lot of new players interested in Konflikt 47. And we've been plugging along since. We had another big launch in November where we introduced 2 new factions to the game. New to the new edition anyway. So one of the things that I think is fantastic about the new edition of Konflikt 47 is all the initial models that were a part of the first edition are playable in the new edition of the game. It's a very much no model left behind type of situation. We didn't want to create a gap in our original players of the game, myself included. I had a army that I was very attached to in the first edition of Konflikt 47. So for me, it was comforting to know that I'd be able to still play my army. So one of the things that really kind of got its legs under it was the fact that, hey, we're introducing new plastic kits. We're going to have new plastic infantry for, the Axis faction and the US faction. But if you have first edition models that you love and you painted and you want to play with, you can bring those to the table straight away. All you need is a rule book, maybe some Rift dice, and you're hitting the ground running. So from that aspect, we've really recaptured that audience and been able to grow it. We've made the existing range still available to players who want to jump in for those units that, we haven't re-released yet, or haven't done something that that represents that portion of the game. But we are coming with new stuff constantly. I think that's something that we want to make sure everybody knows. This is the tip of the spear when it comes to what we're doing with Konflikt 47. We have just announced our first supplement book for the new edition of Konflikt 47, which is called...
When does that come out?
It comes out at the end of March. March 28th is going to be the street date. It starts the Rift War saga for Konflikt 47 with our first supplement book, which will be really lore-driven, but a lot of great scenarios and stuff like that for players to sink their teeth into. It will introduce new units, but the point structures won't be tied to the books themselves. One of the things that I really love about this new edition of Konflikt 47 is the army lists are free for all that you can download on our website. There's a QR code in the rule book you can scan to go to the list selector and just download the list for free. So if there's a new unit introduced, if heaven forbid there's an errata or an FAQ or a point leveling that needs to happen, that never happens in war games. What am I talking about? But if it does, it's in the living document. It gets updated and you can download it for free whenever. We wanted our lore books or our supplements for the new Konflikt 47 to be something that is viable throughout the life of the edition, something that, gives people the fluff, the background, the exciting bits that people are really looking for, that drags them into the game. Of course, it's, do you have cool models, but what's the story? What are people really driving towards? What are the motivations of the different factions in the game? And, one of the things that we're also introducing with this new book is heroes that are going to be a part of, the woven tale that we tell in Konflikt 47. Not only here in the Rift War saga, but beyond. So I think that having named characters that people can really get behind and add to their armies or fear when they're on the table is going to be something that really gets people excited about Conflict 47. Um, I know one of the things we're going to be talking about today is a bit of our roadmap for our plastic kits that we'll be releasing this year. And it's robust. We have big designs for what we're doing. There's I'd say by Q4 we're looking at upwards of 15 plastic kits being a part of the new range. And that's just the plastics. We're also going to be releasing, Warlord resin blister packs and box sets of different types of units throughout the year as well. So there's going to be a lot to like, a lot to go after. If you're just finding the game, you're going to be able to, open the door to a whole new adventure of heroes, horrors, mechs, and monsters. So I think for us, it's a really exciting chapter for Warlord Games and something that we're really stepping into new territory with.
It's super cool stuff. And for those of you who don't know, so Warlord is you're based out of England, right?
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
have a US
No.
division. The team, I mean, I don't know what happened, but like all of the big minis companies start basically in the same place.
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
they're all out of England. I believe they're all out of like Nottingham or something, right? Or where?
Indeed, the lead belt itself. Yeah, the originator. And Warlord is definitely a branch off that tree.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. And then going into the historicals itself is fun because a lot of people collect model tanks without a reason to collect model tanks,
Yeah.
right? Like you'll buy cars or tanks and paint them. It's way better to have a reason
Sure.
other than to put it on a shelf somewhere to go, hey, my model tanks can like go play toy armies with other people and blow
Yeah.
up and assemble and all that stuff. It's a lot more fun in my opinion. Gaming in general, adding a game to a collectible just gives it like infinite more value to me because now you have that entertainment value
Mhm.
where I could pay money for a movie or a video game or whatever else, or a model, which is like it's a hobby
Mhm.
in terms of painting and assembling. So you have like your pride and all that. You get to really personalize everything. And then you have the hobby, which is the gaming, right? And it can go forever. I'm a living example. I've been playing tabletop war games since I was like 9 years old. I don't even remember when I started. I just remembered I walked into a store in a mall called Challenge Games in West Texas, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
only walked in because I was like, I didn't know the war games even existed. And I walk in because there's a bunch of paintball guns in the window.
Heck
And I
yeah.
walk in and I realize the owner of this company owns Challenge Park, which is a paintball gun range, and Challenge Games, which is all Warhammer and Axis and Allies and all the old games back in the
Oh,
day.
wow.
And I was like, well, paintball is cool, but like, what's going on these tables? Are they strategizing for paintball? So like I was really confused, right? And I go and like, these are really cool. I want to buy these. And I'm like 9 or 10 or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna save up my lunch money and not eat for a couple weeks. And I can get my first regiment or army book. So I bought a High Elves book because I talked to this guy forever. And then that got me into like every other tabletop war game. And I remember you're talking about 2024. I saw you at Gamma with all the bolt action stuff on the table, and I'm like, "This
Yeah,
is really cool." And by the way, like that tank is pointing at my house
that's right.
because I have a house in Germany that looks exactly like this model house they had at the table. I'm like, "Why are you shooting at my house?" It's like one of those English Tudors. But I was like, "That's like here's a picture. Like that looks just
Yeah,
like."
it was shockingly similar. It looked pretty much like a model of your house. That was,
Yeah, I'm like,
but
"That's
naturally
crazy."
now you have to buy the tank.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, I guess I got to go defend my house."
That's right.
So yeah, now I have like the whole line, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. And we're getting in Conflict 47 stuff, which I'm really excited about. I never really got deep into 40K, which is the other like sci-fi. They have tanks and stuff, but I don't know why. I always liked the fantasy lines and I like historical, and I've always loved World War II, just like history and stuff about like there's just so much like strategy and everything else that went on in that era.
Yes.
And so like the fact that you guys, like you said, Wolfensteined it or fantasized it into 1947's alternate reality with the time rift is really exciting. And before we go into your full roadmap, let's do like one like I want you to show off your cool army because Warlord Games does this thing where they're not super picky about kit bashing and taking like parts of other models to make your official Warlord models really cool.
Yeah,
And Billy is a big fan of GI Joe.
yeah, I am.
And so, and I'm not going to ruin the rest of this. I want you to show off because like this is like I don't think show and tell was part of the agenda, but here it is.
Yes, and a little bit of the backstory. I originally in the first iteration of Conflict 47, I played Axis Italians, which were a very niche part of the offering. But one of the things that drew me in, other than being an Italian, is man, they released this unit and they looked almost exactly with the way their helmets were and the gas masks. They looked exactly like the old school Cobra troops, kind of just like the B team who you'd roll out just to get killed. So I saw that and I was like, all right, this is my faction. I'm in love already.
I love that you attracted to them because the henchmen of every single TV show in the 80s was always my favorite thing ever. Like I loved
exactly that.
I love the Cobra troops and Cobra Commander himself because I'm like their outfits always look so much cooler. Stormtroopers, I loved Stormtroopers from Star Wars, and I'm like, why do I only like the henchmen that just die in and like even as a kid, when I was playing, I would run around as like a stormtrooper or a foot soldier or something. I didn't play the Ninja Turtles. I didn't play Luke Skywalker. I ran around and I'd be like, and just run around corners dying. That was a blast for me as a 4 and 5-year-old. I don't know why, but I like the bad guys, the henchmen that just die.
I was exactly the same, and I think maybe I had an older brother, and he would get the good guys, and I'd get the bad guys, and we'd be able to kind of battle. He was the guy who introduced me to tabletop. BattleTech was my first game I ever played.
There you go. Yeah.
And it was because he was playing it, and we didn't even have miniatures. We played with paper standees. That was all we had. So that was my introduction to tabletop. And kind of like you, I would collect all the villains, Star Wars, He-Man, you name it. I was bad guys all the way. So I did focus on Cobra as my choice for an army designation. Also, I'm just crap at rolling dice, so it makes sense for me to be Cobra. They never win. I can pew my way around the table and then retreat and then run away when we lose.
It's a great narrative.
So that fits me to a T. But I really love leaning into kit bashing, and I think that's a really fun part of the hobby. And at Warlord Games, for us, it's about the fun. Like we're not particular when it comes to building a model a specific way, painting it a specific way. For historicals, that's kind of encouraged, right? Because you want a historical vibe for it. I think what we're doing with Konflikt, it really allows people to just flex their creativity and not have to worry about, is that how it was painted that year in the war, or the uniform's correct? Do I have the right number of gold buttons? All the things that people kind of joke about. But with Konflikt 47, you're free. You're free to do anything. So I really took it one step further and really leaned into some of the fun stuff about Konflikt 47 and about my my army's aesthetic. I'll give you a quick example. This is one of my original miniatures from my first army of Konflikt 47.
So when did this one come out?
This was one of the releases that came out, I believe, in 2018. Okay. This was called the Legio Aquila. And they are
cool gas mask soldier. I get it.
Yeah. These are kind of like what the German shock troopers were, but for Italians. So they got a little bit less of the full power, of it. But recently we launched the new kits for the German Stahltruppen, which are our heavy power troops. And I gravitated right towards them. What we did with Konflikt 47's new edition is we rolled all the Axis factions into one. So it's no longer separated by nation. It is all the Axis. So Italians, Romanians, Germans, they all play Axis, which I think is great because it gives me more versatility. It allows you to kind of kit bash and make your own Axis army a little bit more specific. It also opens the door for things like Civil War in the Axis faction, which I like. So here we have a German stall trooping, but painted in a Cobra aesthetic. And you know me and decals, I blasted a Cobra logo right on his chest. So blue helmets, of course, and Cobra symbols are bread and butter for me in my army. And now we get a little particular because I'm also very character driven. So here we have 100% Warlord miniatures. This is Destro.
So that's literally 100% from Warlord.
Yeah, this is actually the special edition miniature that's in the 2-player starter set for Konflikt 47. This is the limited edition Axis platoon commander that I reshaped as Destro. Now he had a beautiful head of hair on him and in the original mini, but the Warlord resin is really easy to work with, man. A little bit of an X-Acto knife and some buffing, and that balled his head right out. So
I actually thought you put a different head on there.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just, it couldn't have gone better, really. And I'm not a great painter, so
it looks really good. Like,
yeah, that's an optical illusion. And then this is the limited edition figure, the specific to the Axis starter army. We have a special platoon commander, and I did a Cobra commander iteration in this one.
Yes,
another Cobra logo.
Almost attempted talking like Cobra, but I don't think it would go well.
Fast and blue, yeah. I don't have the power for that. And when I did that, man, I just went down a rabbit hole. I couldn't stop, like the kit bash. And some friends of mine know what I'm up to, and they kind of leaned into it. And here's how much we value kit bashing here. And I encourage anybody really who's interested in playing the games, have fun with it, do all sorts of fun stuff like that. Don't worry about, making it a specific way. If you're, if your mind's telling you, man, this would look great, it's going to look great. I had some buddies of mine buy me this for my birthday. It was a set of the G.I. Joe role-playing game miniatures, which is a really fun set from Renegade. The miniatures themselves are basically, they're really good detail. They're more like board game miniatures, I would say. Scale-wise, they're 28 mil, which pairs up perfectly. But there's always a little bit of something that might be a little bit different. So what I've taken to is using it as a head farm. And then I build the bodies out of, it's 90% Warlord plastics. And then I pop a new head on it. And now we have ourselves a Cobra miniature. So I did that with a couple of them, and it's been really, really fun for me. This is actually my my Baroness miniature, if you can believe that. That is an old Gates of Antares plastic from the Freeborn faction. We had some sprues of that with female bodies, so that worked out really well. And then that head came right from that set and worked out famously. I'll have one more to show you. I don't want to take up everybody's time just going over my ridiculous collection of kit bashed minis, but I needed a sniper for my army, and that's kind of important. And what better character to throw on the table as a sniper for Cobra than Zartan? That, my friends, is a Konflikt 47 sniper in the ilk of Zartan.
Amazing.
So, a lot of fun stuff, and really just go for it, man. So for my army, it's an Axis army. It is completely tricked out in a Cobra aesthetic. And if I hit the table against another Axis player, I'm probably going to lose.
Hey,
but I'm going to have the coolest looking army.
when you're doing
I've been
thematic wargaming, that does happen a lot, but you know what? It's a lot of fun to lose with your theme armies, right? Um,
yes.
so for people that want to get into Conflict 47 that are watching either this as a live stream or a restream or YouTube, what does the Conflict 47 intro set go for at retail? Like if you go to your hobby shop today,
Yeah.
no discounts, just all in on the game. What's your standard price on that?
Well, I'll tell you, our Conflict 47 intro set is an MSRP of only $68, which is super reasonable.
All right.
And
So this was kind of a trick because it's only $68. But it's even better if it were something like only 5,000 XP on the XP Network store, limited to one copy, and
I mean, nowadays,
you can only get it with XP. You can't buy it with dollars. What would that be like? It's
that'd be
almost like it's on the XP Network store right now. And I don't know how many people are watching the live stream because we honestly did not advertise this. We planned this like what 2 days ago.
yeah.
And in the future we are going to do something. I don't know what we're going to call it yet. I'm calling it internally the War Room, where we talk about behind the curtain industry, just everything, and we get involved with you as the fans to ask us like what really happened in this situation, or what do you think is going to happen in this situation. Everything from COVID, like we were talking about earlier, and tariffs and AI game design and art, and just conventions and drama in the industry, because there has been a lot for years. People getting sued and people going bankrupt, and there's all kinds of what happened and why, and but what really happened is speculative. But there's a lot of opinions that I think might be better educated from inside. I also want to have some game store owners on with us. I've already talked to a couple. Wow. So it won't just be publishers. We'll have some game store owners. We might have some influencers, some video game people, because there's a lot of crossover in our industries. Yeah. But Shane, as a producer, I don't know if you can talk to us through here where nobody can hear, but if there is anybody in the chat right now, I'd like to try to give out 5,000 XP. Now you don't have to use it on this drop, but I'm going to tell you this is way below retail. Like he just said, it's $68 retail. We're talking about like $10 of XP in XP value, maybe less, might be 5 on our store. So let's see, Shane, if you can either put it in the chat or talk to us somehow, or maybe even in Slack. What do we got here? Not sure how to say this name. Chuluj. Hi, Billy. I'm a big fan of yours. Wow. There's a good chat one. Oh, and he says that might be Jay. Okay. Well, we have 5 people that scanned in. So I'll tell you what, Shane, if you pick somebody from there, roll a die or something, and usually we actually have a wheel that is fully random. So yeah, we'll do a wheel spin. Let's do a wheel spin on screen. This is he's talking to me right now in Slack. So we'll do a wheel spin on screen, and whoever the lucky winner is going to get 5,000 XP. And you can use this, like I said, for anything on the XP Network store. There's always going to be rotating product. If you really want to save up for like 350,000 and get that Switch 2, go for it. Or keep joining our live streams, and we will be doing drops like this more and more and more XP, so you can afford those big items in one go, so you don't have to necessarily constantly save up. The other thing you can do is support your local hobby shops, have them give out XP, because our XP is the only global XP, and then use it on your hobby shops stores for their loyalty programs, and use it at the Warlord store officially. You can get massive discounts on stuff by participating in organized play, by participating in demo days, conventions, or live streams like this. There's actually a lot of things. We're adding a whole quest feature. We've just now done our first test build of leagues and leaderboards, so you can actually have teams and leagues and escalation and highly competitive to highly casual, drop in, drop out. You're stuck in the whole league if you want. It's up to the organizers, but we want to make sure that people are rewarded for participation and engaging in all this fandom. So let's see. He says we can do the wheel spin whenever. I'm actually going to save this for Billy. Billy, whenever you want me to do the wheel spin, then we will give out 5,000 XP. We can do it now, or we can wait till the end of the show and go over the Conflict 47 roadmap. What do you think?
Let's run through the roadmap really quick. And
all right, we're going to do the roadmap. So if you haven't scanned in and you want to be added to that wheel, do it now. because you're not going to have a chance to win the 5,000 XP, the $68 item that's up 1 of 1 on the drop. So,
One.
all right, let's check out this roadmap.
Yes. So as we kind of touched on a little bit earlier, we're really starting this year. The first story arc, let's say, for Conflict 47, which will be the Rift War. The first launch is Festung Europa, which will be our first supplement book that we started to talk about a little bit ago, and that is going to be launching at the end of March 28th.
Do you know what that means? A lot of people probably don't know this. I'm fluent in German, and there's a lot of fun German in all of these games.
No, take it away, Jason.
Oh, Festung is a fortress, so it's just Fortress Europe, and German has the most words for a castle out of any language I am aware of. Because we have like palace and castle. Well, they don't. They have like lots of words for castle. So,
well, to be fair, they have way more of them than we do. So.
They have the most in the world as far as I have been educated.
Yeah. Well, in that release, we will be expanding the lore naturally, introducing things like heroes, and one of the main focuses of the arc will be the creation of the Totenkorb, which is our undead in the game. So the Axis have created a machine, let's say a serum, a formula.
Of course they did. I knew they were going to do that.
That reanimates the dead. And that will be part of the release alongside the Festung Europa book. Will be brand new plastic kits for not only the German undead Totenkorb infantry, but a new starter army that supports that, and a new walker that is very creepy and spider-like.
All of your walkers are sick looking, by the way. Like,
thank you.
Like Bolt Action, like as far as I'm aware, had no walkers, right?
Yeah, and no,
so, because it's World War II. So then I see all these minis coming in. Like, dude, these are sick. Like, I love the walkers because they're kind of like better looking War of the Worlds mixed with like, I don't know, they're just really cool looking.
Yeah, this one is very spider-like. The Noxahara. And it has a big abdomen on the back that holds all the, like the secret sauce and the rift energy. And then on the front has these big arms and it crawls the battlefield and kind of picks up dead bodies and kind of spins them into reanimated zombies and sends them off onto the battlefield to attack. So that is going to be a part of what we expand on in the lore there.
And what a fun mechanic. You got this thing walking around remaking dead soldiers into soldiers.
And that could be an issue on the table, couldn't it? Oh no, I just lost a squad of my men. Oh my gosh, now they're zombies and I have to fight them. That's an interesting wrinkle. So that is what we have coming here in March. So that is our big Q1 release for the year. In Q2, we'll be releasing things like our plastic Ursa bears that will kind of launch the plastic kits for the Soviet faction. Soviet Bach players, I know you're out there. We really want to take care of you. We're working like hell to get that done. We have a lot in the pipe for you guys. I know you've been waiting. It's going to be worth it, I promise you. So we have plastic bears coming in Q2, probably somewhere around May. We also will be introducing the plastic automated infantry, both MK1 and MK2 for the British, and our first plastic kit for heroes will be introduced in Q2 with the Commonwealth hero. More on that later. Q3 will be a big release for us. It will also be where we're introducing the second volume of the Rift War saga with Invasion America. So that will be a brand new supplement book that'll be coming in Q3 of this year, sometime in the summer. Details on that I don't have for anybody really. We'll just have to wait and see. But it will also be accompanied in Q3 with brand new plastic kits for the Japanese Ghost Squad. There'll be a plastic walker for the US. There'll be a new British Commonwealth plastic walker. Also in Q3, the Soviets will get a plastic infantry kit, and the plastic Mallet Walker will be available for the Soviets at that time. Q3 will also round out with another infantry plastic kit for the US, and another plastic kit for a US hero. In Q4, we will have quite possibly our third entry into the Rift Wars. So another book possibly coming by the end of the year. It's TBD at the moment, but that's where we're looking for this book to land. We will introduce a plastic kit for a Japanese hero and an all new plastic mech for the Japanese. So to kind of round out the year, we are going to have, by the holidays, updated plastic starter armies for every faction. So by the holiday season, there will be plastic starter armies, at least one, for every faction in the game, and that will be just the beginning.
That's amazing. I have so many questions. I was writing down while you're talking. I was like, oh yeah, okay, all right.
And that's really what our plastic plans are for the year. But throughout the year, we will be releasing other blister packs and other squad kits and other types of entries in our resin and things like that. So there's a lot coming for Konflikt 487. Super excited for it. We'll be making the rounds in the convention circuit naturally. So please come see us at Gamma this year. We're going to have a lot to talk about, not only for Warlord Games, but with XP Network.
We're both going to be there. It's going to be a fun. I mean, we've been to Gamma a lot, even before XP Network. I don't know if I've missed many Gammas in the last 20 years, but this is going to be a fun one. I have some big questions for you because this is really interesting. Are all your books available on PDF?
As we go, we do make them all available for PDFs as we can. Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask, if you haven't played tabletop war games before, when I learned that I don't have to flip through books to search for stuff and I can control F, oh my God, that changed everything for in the, because okay, I'm going to go on a little tangent. When you're playing a war game, they take a long time. They take time to set up. You're really thinking there's strategy. There's what units do you want and all this stuff. And then you go on, and then there's terrain, and you're thinking about the terrain. Then you finally get into the battle, and there's at least 2 people playing, typically, right? At least. And if you hit that one rule that it's like, I think it's this way and you think it's that way, and we don't actually know, and we got to go look it up. And back in the day, I owned a game store for 25 years. I had to memorize all of these rule books, all of the errata, all of the FAQ, so that every 100 players in my store every day, because we had a lot of tabletop gaming,
right?
Everybody, Flames of War, Privateer Press, Warhammer, everything that was out at the time, we had all of it. And I'm like the rules guy, and I was like, it's on page 47. Go to the bottom of the page. It'll say like charging rules. You need to do this if you're going to retreat at an angle or some stupid crap like that. I just knew it. And then there's always a new edition, and you have to unremember. You have to forget everything you ever learned, so that they 2% of rules changes can be rememorized the right way. Control F changes everything. Control F is the best thing ever. And then if you can plug your whole rule book or something into like a Chat GPT or other AI, they don't always give you the right answer, unfortunately, yet. But at least Control F, you can be like, okay, when I'm doing this, what happens? And then you can find it really, really fast. I love that. The other question is, there's a lot of story to Konflikt 47. So if you do have these PDFs available, can people go on and download them and just start reading the lore before they even play? Oh yeah. What's the best way for fans right now to go find out all this lore? Because all this Rift technology and everything is really, really cool. And people are definitely going to want to deep dive into this so they can start planning their themed armies. And what army do I really want to do? Because they're so different from historical World War II. You might not want your favorite World War II army. You might want I don't know, the Axis coalition, or maybe you do have a themed Axis Civil War break off or whatever it is, right?
Well, what they can do, we do have a dedicated website, conflict47.com. Um,
Beautiful.
that's 2Ks, like the logo. And you can learn all about Conflict 47. They have different faction breakdowns. That's where you can go to download the free army list PDFs. You could sign up for our newsletter and get all sorts of new breaking news. I would check XP Network news as well.
Yeah, the XP Network news, when you follow it, you'll get all the news updates automatically, and you'll get notification bell and those news. There's a new, it's hard to say this, new news page coming to XP Network that's going to feature all of the top news on one page that's coming soon. That's going to be really cool too. Right now, stop what you're doing, go to Warlord Games and follow them, and then follow all their games, like all their games, because then you're going to get all the updates. Anyway,
yeah,
news.
Yeah, so I would say those are the great places to go and kind of start learning more about Conflict 47, getting your deep dives. Of course, the Conflict 47 rulebook itself, the new core rulebook that we launched in September, has a great jump start on the lore and what's happening. All of our books are going to be very lore driven and lore heavy. So if that's your cup of tea, take a look out for Festung Europa coming in March. We're very, very excited for what's ahead. So signing up for the newsletter, signing up for things like news drops for XP Network, even going to the community pages on Warlord Games website. We typically do articles and lore drops there and kind of fun stuff, which we will be spreading outwards to things like the dedicated conflict site and of course here at the XP news drops. So I think that'd be a fantastic way to start. If you're interested in ebooks for rule sets and stuff like that, there are some already available. I think our core rule book is available for download.
Amazing.
In our books.
Art in those too? Like if I go in, is it just like a text PDF, or is it like basically a full book with art and all that stuff?
Yeah, no, it's it is a full PDF download for the book. Now it's not a free download currently, but we do different promotions at different times.
I would pay more than the physical book for the Control F feature in any tabletop war game. I'm not kidding. Do you know how much time you save? War gamers out there, you know what I'm talking about. Like you've obviously discovered Control F or like search on the internet for whatever rule, like so much faster than. I have so many army books and so many rule books for everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and our armies of books for bolt action, those are all available in our store as an ebook. Really, most of what we do rule set wise, we do convert to PDF ebooks for people to be able to pick up.
I just wrote down another thing. Generally speaking, now obviously there's different units and stuff, but the models are pretty much cross compatible between bolt action and Conflict 47, right? Like
yeah, naturally the ones that would make sense for it, absolutely. Yeah, the tanks, for instance. If you purchase a Conflict 47 tank, what you're actually getting is a bolt action tank and an additional resin turret that you can use for Conflict 47. So really you're buying a tank for 2 games. It can pull double duty. Units that work in bolt action can also work in Conflict 47. Think of things like anti-tank teams. An anti-tank rifle can do not only a heck of a lot of damage in bolt action, but it also works really good on werewolves and werebears. So those are things you're going to want to consider. Flamethrowers work good on monsters. Monsters don't like fire. We learned that 200 years ago. But
thanks, Van Helsing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mary Shelley was very specific about that when you were chasing Frankenstein away. Fire bad. So flamethrowers are going to work really, really well on beasties. Things like that are going to be cross compatible in both.
So you kind of can get two games in one with a lot of these kits. And if you're new to models, because I assume a lot of people haven't played tabletop, and you really should. Tabletop war games they're an upfront kind of daunting expense at the very beginning because you're like, I have to pay a couple $100 for this. But then you think about your entertainment value in a lifetime, and you get like you have the modeling. It's it's fun to paint and assemble and like be creative and then work on terrain and all that stuff. And then you have hours of like campaign building if you're a big nerd like me. But then you have the battles, and you just heard there's 3 editions of Bolt Action. You these models get to play in every edition. Generally speaking, most of the time, 99% of your models are always viable in these games. So when you get a Warlord product, especially if you can get a Konflikt 47 tank or any of the kits that have cross compatible turrets and things like that, either you just swap them out and paint both and you can play both games, or you magnetize things. I magnetize the crap out of arms and heads and things so I can make them into multiple armies, because then one purchase is like having like 2, 3, 4, 5 different armies and
Yeah.
and setups for individual armies. It's get into this hobby. If you have not played tabletop war games, I mean, I am an addict,
Yeah.
but so maybe don't listen to me too much because I probably have more Warhammer and more Conflict, and well, not I'm getting Conflict, more Bolt Action and Privateer Press old stuff for War Machine and Hordes and Flames of War, and like I'm trying to remember the samurai game I should know now that everybody played back in the day, but it hasn't been out in like 20 years. But anyway, there's a lot of war games. They're amazing. It is one of the best hobbies, if not the best hobby you could get into, and it keeps your kids out of trouble. Get your kids in there, and like they're not going to
There
be
you go.
no time or money to spend on drugs and alcohol and partying. You're going to be sitting there painting and
That's
and
right.
playing
That's right.
games for hours into the middle of the night. So
Get them hooked on plastic crack. That's the way to go.
it's way, and don't eat it, but it's way healthier for the body if you don't eat it. It is kind of what we call it. It's there's cardboard is the same way. I unfortunately play both.
Yeah.
He knows what I'm talking about. He's our producer here. He knows. He's seen my Warhammer stuff.
Oh.
Like that, I say Warhammer a lot because that's what's painted. I need to paint all the action stuff, but it's nuts.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Oh, I actually finished most of my Warhammer, so now it's time to like get into the next. I have blocks of painting to do, so
Yeah.
that's all I want to do tomorrow. I actually told the family today. I'm like, hey, like leave me time for painting.
It's definitely an escape.
Saturday's an important day for my painting.
All right, let's spin this wheel and get somebody.
Okay, so it's time to scan in if you have just joined the show. If you scan the QR code, you have a chance for 5,000 XP. That 5,000 XP today, if you spend it on the XP Network store, can get you a $68 value Konflikt 47 starter kit. 2 armies ready to play. I mean, obviously you got to assemble and all that stuff, but it is the entry into the game. Really awesome game, and apparently you got a lot of PDFs that you can control F, which is amazing. So Shane, whenever you are ready, I'm going to go ahead and set up for the spin with Slack so I know when you're doing it. 1 second. You said we can spin the wheel whenever. You ready to go? All right, let's go. Wheel spin in action. Beep, 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 beep. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know when it spins. Every single time I got a disclaimer. I'm not looking at any wheel. But we probably have a winner. Shane is typing this in. Congratulations to Botanist Cool. Our winner is Botanist Cool. You got 5,000 XP. Congratulations. Go to xpnetwork.com. I believe it's /store or something of the like. Let's see. /products/conflict-47-intro-set. We'll go straight to it. And for 5,000 XP, you cannot buy this with dollars or euros or pounds or any other currency. You can only buy this with XP. So this is your chance to get our 1-of-1 drop. And you have enough XP in your account after this show, and maybe even while we're talking, because Shane's pretty fast at issuing XP, to go in and get this 1-of-1 drop while it's still at a $5 value, essentially free for you.
Get some
before it's gone. And you can save your XP. You can always save your XP.
Which is
Oh,
lovely. Yeah.
Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. This was Warlord XP, right? It's not generic Universal XP Network XP. Yeah, this is Warlord XP. So if you did want to save it, Billy, I know you're doing a bunch of stuff with organized play. This year's
Mhm.
about to be pretty nuts on XP Network.
Yeah.
So like, what are some things that they're gonna have soon? Because I know that the linking these stores is a bit of a process. It is
Mhm.
we have a Shopify app and we integrate fully with Shopify. We typically like to do a test environment before we go out with any of our partners. So we
Mhm.
test out the stores first, and then they go out, and you can earn XP by playing in your organized play, your tournaments, your demos, your whatever it is. You also can get loyalty by purchasing items and getting loyalty points back, like your Starbucks points or any other typical loyalty scheme. But this one is focused on play to win, not pay to win. We really want you to go play, and that's where you get all the big XP, not from buying stuff. You
That's right.
can't make a hobby out of buying things and getting your 1% points or whatever. Like that's not the cool way to get things. Go to
No.
like an event. Go promote the game. Go find and refer a friend. Get XP that way. Like there's way cooler ways to be involved in the community, and now the publishers can finally reward you directly, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Go support your local game store. Go in
They can
there,
do it. Yeah.
make some friends, man. Roll some dice. Have a good time. And you could certainly, sit on it. We're gonna have some stuff going up on the Warlord shop here very soon. Like Jason, a lot of our ebooks are going to be available there for you guys. A lot of our plastic starter sets and starter armies are going to start to show up there for you guys. Great way to jump into a game and get to spend your XP to get a discount to do it. So I think that's something that's going to be appearing shortly, and we're excited to kind of evolve that and give you guys some kind of special things to go after once we get our feet under us and get you guys some XP to spend. We're gonna have some real fun stuff for you up there. So give it a try, man.
We're really excited about all this, and Warlord's been a fantastic partner with us. You guys have really, I mean, we've been getting advice on features specifically from Warlord, how to help organizers, how to help the retailers come in and get like some great accountability. So when you have a player base and a play group that comes every single week, like Warlord can finally know that you're doing that and give you proper support.
Yeah,
Because it's been hard. Like obviously, I published from 2010 to 2021 with lots of big IPs and crazy things. Billy worked with me for a little bit
yeah,
over at Jasco Games, and
excellent.
it's up until this point, it's been impossible to know who are like the good actors and the bad actors. There's not that many bad actors that are like taking all the free stuff and selling it on eBay. But even the like 1, 2, or 3% that do that ruin the fun for everybody
Mm, yeah,
because we could be giving as publishers. I say we still. I'm not a publisher, but they could be giving as publishers lots more free stuff to encourage play because we want you playing. Everybody wants everyone playing the game. There's no better value than you in the store or in your house at the kitchen table, or in my case, oftentimes at IHOP because they don't close and you can have infinite pancakes and coffee. Um, that is a hack, by the way. If you are, especially D&D or Werewolf or Vampire, any of those games,
oh man,
oh man, you can like literally play forever and you never have to leave. Like you just they hate you because you
uh,
got. I recommend tip along the way, but
yeah,
because
yeah.
you're having infinite coffee and drinks and pancakes forever, and they're like, why are these people here like this whole time rolling dice? But anyway, um, yeah, play the games, play them and buy them, but go support your local hobby shops. And the more
Absolutely.
you play there, now the publishers can see you playing there and they can send you more support straight to your stores. It's fantastic. I can't wait to fully implement this with all the publishers. We will be at Gamma. We'll be talking to, we have 2 panels to 90 retailers each. Billy might be giving a testimonial in at least one of those panels. We hope to have a few retailer and publisher testimonials because this is a very new platform. It's obviously still in live beta. I intend to take that down as soon as our final couple of big features are finished, like leagues and leaderboards, where we've tested them and you guys can use them. There's not that much left before full feature though. We're right now, most of the features work, including the minimum XP spend, which you see right now. And who won this again? You should really take it. Like, you're not going to get this type of value very often. A $68 value for you got it for free if you do it right now.
Oh,
Everybody got
dude, you get to jump in the game. You get
Let
it
me give you
all.
an equivalent here. For 5,000 XP, what you normally get is a lanyard, right?
Yeah.
You normally get a lanyard. I mean, the BattleTech bottle opener keychain thing is pretty cool. Like, that is sick. You could get that, but it's not worth as much as a whole starter kit. So we did give you guys a really sick deal here. If you have the 5,000 XP, I guess we gave one of you, whoever does that first. It is limited. Anyway, so I want to talk before we go real quick about organized play, because obviously part of the big setup for all this is that XP Network loops everything in the gaming world together, like tournament software, leagues, leaderboards, your point of sale. Like, we have a full point of sale, by the way. You can scan and get your points just like you do at Starbucks at every game store that partners with us, and every booth from your publishers that you go to at a convention. You just automatically get your points. It's amazing. We have quests where you can do escalation things, almost like an escape room at every store you go to. It's really, really cool. The more you go, the more you do, the more earning XP you get in your wallet. For organized play for Konflikt 47 and Bolt Action, like, I know we have some big plans.
Yeah.
When are we intending to do like a league or something big? You have a lot of cool events going on XP Network actually all the time. Your stores have really been pushing it and doing some cool demo stuff. Shout outs to, what was the store in Texas? I definitely have to call him tomorrow.
Hole in the wall hobbies.
They did a cool thing where they did a demo day where they promoted like 8 different products or something like that.
Yeah. They
demoed them.
Yeah.
Using XP Network, that store sold out of their entire line of product because of XP Network's engagement to do the demo day, earn XP, and get free stuff. So it does show the players that there's some backing to this, which I think all the players need, because nobody wants to go in and there's no community, right?
Yeah.
XP Network is a place for that community to go. There's no social network aspect to it yet. We do intend you to go on Discord and talk if you need to, though. We have a full Discord integration too. You can even sign in with Discord. So yeah, we're doing our best to tie the entire loop. But yeah, go in, scan your XP, play in a tournament. When does OP season start for Warlord, or do you have a plan for that yet?
Well,
I know. I think we're going to do something at Adepticon. Something.
Adepticon, I would say, is going to be the kickoff for that. I was trying to think if there was going to be anything official before that, but let's just draw the line at Adepticon. And
I know we're doing some cool, at least like XP giveaways and stuff at Adepticon to like kick things off.
Oh yeah. I know we're going to have some events there specific to Bolt Action and Konflikt. So that will likely be the start of anything official from Warlord Games as far as organized play is concerned. But the frameworks being kind of structured, we're going to have specific OP kits for both Bolt Action and Konflikt 47 this year that we're going to be partnering with our stores on and be able to get that in their hands, that are going to have, like we say, you got to win it. You can't buy it products, limited minis, proprietary order dice, things that are really going to flash when you get to the table and see somebody who's like, where'd you get that gold order dice? How did that happen? I won the tournament, man. You got to be in it to win it. So make sure you guys are supporting your local stores. And when an event comes up, you sign up to play, because, it could be your day, man.
That's awesome stuff. Yeah, organized play is always a big deal, and it's not just tournaments. I want to stress, like, casual gaming and campaigns. You can still get achievements. You can still earn XP. You can still even climb a leaderboard for those. You don't have to be like a hardcore every single day looking up the new strategies. What's the meta today? And try to beat the crap out of everybody in your community. You can play for fun now. You can actually do it and still get the prizes. That's been a problem for a lot of companies that aren't just like hardcore TCGs or tabletop war games, or I mean, RPGs aren't that competitive. And now we can give you cool RPG rewards, but go in and play and then do demos. So I would love to see what we can do together and make a big announcement on when, like, a big international or even national demo day, where
Mhm.
every store you go to, there's someone either giving a demo or getting a demo and learning the product,
I love
and
that.
earning XP,
Yeah,
because then you can use that in your local hobby shop or at the Warlord store or at our university
100%.
store.
And really what we're going to be about this year, to kick off the partnership with XP Network is just incentivizing every store to take part in it, um, and host events. Like you're saying, it could be casual, it could be demo days. We want activity in the store. We want people learning the product and playing the games. And we want to incentivize players to come into your store and just play casual and pick up some XP for doing it. We want you to have a bonkers demo day where you think you're going to get 10, 12 people and 40 people show up. Those are the results we're looking for. And we're happy to be able to incentivize people to come in and participate. So that's what you're going to be able to expect from Warlord Games when it comes to leaning into organized play in 2026 and really trying to get people back to the game store and at the table playing.
Any hobby shops that are going to Gamma this year, there's a massive XP Network special, and Warlord Games is one of our two big publisher sponsors for this. So when you sign up between now and at Gamma Trade Show, not only do you get a bunch of bonus XP for signing up, as long as you do the 1 year subscription. And by the way, game stores, it's only $19.99 to sign up. You get all of these features. You get all the analytics, the point of sale, your online store, everything. It's all in one place, your organized play, and all your support from our publishing partners. But when you sign up between now and the end of Gamma, actually, depending on if you got, we did send out some cool letters to at least North American stores, as many as we could, over 3,000, I think. But you get a free starter kit of either Konflikt 47 or Bolt Action for signing
Yeah.
up for the year plan automatically. That's again, $68 retail value. You basically got 3 months free. There's also a free trial period, or it's $1 a month trial period. So you can get like lots of free value for signing up. You also get Rising Empire Studios credit. So when you sign up with them, they're giving you a $100 value Alpha Clash Siege of the Forgotten PvE and Champion deck. You are getting $200 value of publisher gifts. So like literally, there's a whole box of stuff when you sign up, and when you sign up between now and the end of Gamma, you get a gift box that the publishers all provided to us to give to you, and it's all product that you can put on your shelves and either give out as prize support, sell it, make it an XP prize from your store, and you get 25,000 bonus XP. And I believe at Gamma, you could potentially, if you find me, I have these little gift cards, or I have a QR code or some way to give this out, another 40,000 XP. What that means is, like, obviously you give out XP automatically for loyalty, but you also have an XP ledger and bank account, essentially, where you can give out XP for achievements to any player you want, and create these really badass achievements that players collect in their profiles. You can even put game mechanics for your local leagues and campaigns into those achievements. Like, you can say, if I have this magic sword, I can use it in this thing at this store, right? Well, same thing for this. You can be like, I have a bonus in water terrain or whatever it is, because I got whatever the scuba snorkel thing. You can make up all these fun achievements for your own personal campaigns at your stores or from the organizer level. So I also encourage organizers to work with your store and either have the store sign up as an XP account for you to become a sub organizer, or you can just organize events yourself and be your own independent member of XP Network and do that. So, but promote the games either way. This is all about the community. I'm obviously stoked about all this stuff. I love this partnership. Billy, you've been fantastic to work with. So is the whole team over at Warlord. Is there anything we want to close with while the fans are here? Somebody got 5,000 bonus XP for the Warlord Game Store. I'm hoping they get that really good value. It's the best value on the site. So if you can't figure it out, yes, it's pretty straightforward. Add to cart. Slide XP. Well, slide XP, and it's free.
Yeah, just excited to see everybody along the way. Don't forget to check in here at XP Network, and don't forget to check out Konflikt 47.
Awesome, guys. Well, everybody have a great weekend. Get your wargaming on. Pull out your models. Pull out your paint. Your I
Thank
have
you.
one more question. What kind of glue do
Sure.
you use?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this one's random, right? I meant
Yeah.
to ask this before the stream, so you guys
I
could tell
will
everybody.
use Model Master liquid cement for plastic
Okay.
models.
Okay. So I use like several different kinds of glues.
Yeah.
I have found that my plastic glues just do not work as well as super glue. So my model super glue just seems to still work better on plastics, and I'm like, I just want to know if it works for you. I
Just go
thought
with
you'd
what
have.
works, man.
I thought you had plastic glue. I wanted to see. I have that exact one.
Yeah.
So anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. If you did scan the QR code, our bad, you lost out on some XP. I think if you scan it before we end the show, you can still get the achievement and the XP though. I think was it 100 we're giving out?
Yeah.
100 Warlord Games XP is your final chance. We'll give you like a 10-second countdown. And then you guys all have a great weekend. Go play some games. Billy, we're going to have to talk Konflikt 47 lore after I read all these PDFs.
Heck yeah, man.
All
Well,
right.
thanks again for the invite, Jason. Appreciate you. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.